Minds up. Hello, world. It's your girl, Takiyah Diamond, here to give you another blessing, another word of wisdom that's going to help you achieve your goals. Now, as you know, this week we are talking strictly about relationships. Yep, we are talking about relationships. We have talked about toxic relationships. We have talked about how to identify some of the things that we are experiencing in our life that's keeping us away from progressive relationships. And I mean, we have talked about some things this week. I can't think of all the topics, but I know we did real good with going in this week. And so as we end today, the relationship portion of the live, today being the last day for this, what I wanted to do was we talked about the problems. Now, why don't I come and show you the solution? Why don't I come in and share with you, how you can attract the love of your life, how you can line up with the energy of your soulmate, how you can be an instrument to this person who is really ready and available to you, but you can't see them because you are not in alignment with them. So we're going to talk about that today, and I'm going to give you 5 whole ways 5 whole ways to attract the person who can love you the way that you deserve to be loved, who can show you that love. And I was sharing with you guys earlier, if you paid attention to any of the other lives, how sometimes we might not see eye to eye with the people that we're with, and it doesn't mean that that person is a bad person because we don't see eye to eye with them. It's just more so coming to the understanding of that each and every one of us are different, and being open and able to accept our differences, allowing the person that you are with to be free to explore life in the way that they choose to explore life, and for you to not be a hindrance to the way that they are choosing to explore life, because at the end of the day, none of us will be here forever, right? So you might as well make the rest of your life the best of your life. And with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about these 5 ways to attract your soulmate. So let's start with saying you have a soulmate. Every last one of us have a soulmate. And sometimes there's even more than one soulmate, because sometimes different people come into your life to teach you different things, right? And so you learn whatever it is that you need to learn. And then, sometimes that chapter gets closed, and then you just have to move on into the next chapter of your life, right? But each and every one of us have that diehard soulmate that we are able to actually spend the rest of our life with, that we are actually able to make happy, and that person is able to make us happy, to where arguments become things of strength, not things of degeneration or putting us down or making us, feel some kind of way. But at the end of the day, it's truly up to us, like how we handle that. And it's truly up to us to make the right decisions that can lead us into that space where you love one another unconditionally. All right? So, again, you have someone that you are meant to share a great love with, okay? And if you haven't found this person already, pause, okay? It's likely that you're interested in meeting this person, especially if you're tuned into this live right now, right? You want to meet him or you want to meet her, right? And I'm glad that you're here, because you can. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share with you, a few ways in how you can do that. So step number 1, in order to attract a love that's actually designed for you, that's meant for you, who can, make your heart sing, in a pleasurable way, is you first have to believe in love. You first have to believe in love. And it's I'm saying that you have to believe in love, because if you don't believe in love, and you don't believe that you can actually have somebody who is made for you and who you are made for them, and where you have a relationship that's filled with bliss, that's filled with peace. No, I'm not saying everything's going to be perfect 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but the way that you guys will deal with things will be completely different from somebody who just doesn't have an understanding to respect each other's differences, right? So the first thing is that you have to believe in love, right? Do you believe that you can have a relationship that nourishes you? Do you believe that you can have a relationship that excites you? Do you believe that you could be in a relationship that makes you keep coming back for more, that you just feel like, I'm just so happy to be around this person, I'm happy to share my life with this person, and all of that, right? So do you believe that you can actually have a soulmate? Do you believe that you can have it? Do you even believe that they're soulmates, right? Because I hope so. Because believing in love is critical in order to even being able to attract love. It is non-negotiable. If you do not believe in love and you do not believe that you can actually be in a relationship that can be extremely fulfilling for you, guess what? You will not be able to attract somebody into your life because you don't have enough faith to actually know that that's available to you. Give me just a second here. I'm trying to fix this thing. Okay. So you want to make sure that you are even open to receive love. Okay. You want to make sure that you actually believe in love. The bottom line, guys, is that, you can't have a relationship that you don't believe exists. You can't. It's impossible. It is not possible for you to tell yourself, maybe somebody's going to show up for me, but I don't really believe that I can have this person, right? Because if that's what you're believing, you block out all the other opportunities, right? So when your mind begins to tell you all of the reasons why you can't have love, because you've been through this, you've been through that, and love is for the birds and all this other stuff, right? If that is your core belief, and that's what's consistently coming into your mind, you have to stop that belief in its tracks. Pause, hold on. You cannot allow your mind to tell you what you can and what you can't have. You are to train your mind so that your mind understands what it is that you want and what it is that you wish to have, so that it can begin vibrating at a level and begin calling to you exactly what it is that you say that you want when it comes to a relationship. What it is that you say that you want when it comes to love, when it comes to finding somebody that's a good match for you. Okay? So we have to actually, set that intention so that it can be alive, so that it can be well. All right? And so if you're thinking that an amazing relationship is not perfect for you, stop that belief in its tracks and say, you know what? I know that I'm meant to have an amazing relationship. I know that I'm meant to be or have an amazing love of my life, somebody that makes me happy, right? So the key here, guys, is as you practice distinguishing your limiting thoughts when it comes to love, that you're not worthy of love, that you can't have it because of all these reasons or whatever, right? Once you start practicing distinguishing like the limiting beliefs that you're holding on to, you're going to believe more in love, right? So once you stop letting your mind talk you out of it, then you can actually get past it and find yourself to be open to actually find somebody that can love you the way that you deserve to be loved, and that you too can, because you got to think about this, right? Somebody who really has a problem expressing love is because they've been hurt before, and that heart wall has been built up. And since that heart wall is actually built up like that, it makes it hard for somebody to get in. And they could actually see somebody that could be a perfect match for them, but they won't even take the open opportunity because they're afraid that this person might do the same thing to them that the last person did. And if you continue to live your life like that in any way, not just in love, in any way, if you continue to live your life like that, you will block everything from coming to you that you came here to receive in your human experience. Okay, so we gotta get past a lot of these teachings and the way that we've been taught the lies that we've been trained to believe when it comes to love and all of that. We got to get past that, right? So number 2, how do we get past that? Is we have to heal old wounds. You got to accept the lesson as the blessing and keep it moving. It might take you a little time, especially, if there's kids involved, or, maybe this person really, really hurt you in a deep way and you're just not really having a clear understanding as to why they treated you this way, or whatever the case may be. And sometimes when we don't understand like why people treat us a certain way, we got to take a look at what's going on in ourselves, right? We have to pay attention to, where am I not loving me? Where am I not being true to myself, to where this person does not value me enough to value me the way that I'm doing everything I can to value myself? So where am I not putting a boundary? Where am I not, or where am I putting boundaries where I should be open? You get what I'm saying? And guys, I see your comments. Keep them coming. At the end, I will be, going over them with you and all of that. So definitely keep them coming. All right. So the main thing is that it's necessary for you to get acquainted with your wounds. Okay. You got to be able to identify your hurts, your pains, in order for you to get past them. All right. And so once you get to know these things that actually set you back, then you could take steps into healing that part of yourself. Okay. So, because it's not the whole you that's hurt. It's just that part of you that feels hurt. And because that part of you is so hurt, it creates a barricade to where, you just have this fearful thing about loving again. All right. But when you take the steps that you need to take to heal that part of yourself, then what you do is you actually open up, a paradigm. You open up this vortex, you open up this frequency, right? To where what ends up happening is you begin to allow a more fulfilling love to come to you. Whatever happened in the past, you can't change it. Whatever somebody else did, you can't change it, because they were operating based on their former hurts, based on what other people might have done to them. And then sometimes they come in and they project that onto you, right? And so you got to recognize and maybe try to communicate with them in some way and try to get them to see the things that they might be holding on to that might be hindering from, if you're in a relationship already, that might be hindering your relationship from flourishing in a whole nother way. Okay. But if you're not in a relationship and you're looking for somebody, you have to get past the past. You have to get past the past, or there is no future when it comes to love for you. You're just going to keep going day by day by day, lonely as hell, trying to figure your life out with nobody else in it. Nobody there to share it with. Nobody there to care about it with. Nothing that. You understand what I'm saying? So this is my thing. Please share this video. Okay. If you shared it already, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Now, the thing is, guys, if you, let's just say, for instance, I'm going to give you some examples of like issues that you might have gone through in love and relationships, right? Where you might have felt hurt by others, right? So let me give you an example, right? If you felt rejected in a relationship, right, then you have to take the steps to stop rejecting yourself. So remember I said that what you are attracting in your relationship, or what you're attracting when it comes to relationships, has everything to do with you. It has everything to do with you. So if the person that you with makes you feel insecure, there's something in you that you need to check and say, okay, where am I not being secure at in my own life that's making it to where the relationship is what's showing, where the insecurity is showing up? Maybe you're insecure with your employment situation. Maybe you're insecure with the way that your family supports you. Maybe you're insecure with how secure your job is. I don't know. But whatever it might be that you're holding on from the inside is actually causing you to attract somebody that's a vibrational match to you. So in some way, that imbalance is not beneficial, So when you stop If the person rejected you, then you got to pay attention and figure out, where am I rejecting myself? What words am I saying to myself? What thoughts do I keep bringing up every single time something good is getting ready to happen when it comes to love? Am I shutting it out? Am I saying this is too good to be true? Am I saying I'm not good enough for him, or I'm not good enough for her? Am I saying that this person deserves a better love because I'm effed up, or whatever the case may be? Okay, so you got to stop rejecting yourself. If you stop rejecting yourself, then that should help you. And it's not an overnight process. You're going to have to practice this, guys. You're going to have to keep at it. That every time those rejection complexes come up, you have to check them and be like, okay, I see what's happening. This is rejection, and I'm rejecting myself, which is why this, this person is rejecting me, or whatever. So before I allow myself to let that thought manifest and become reality, let me say to myself, I love myself. And even though I have been speaking rejection statements over my relationships and over my life, I deeply and completely love myself. Because if you have to tell your higher self that you love yourself in order for you to get past the rejection complexes, because your higher self, well, not even your higher self, just your regular self, it feels like there is no love, or there's no reason to even fight for love, or there, just all of these different things. But the bottom line that I'm making is, as you begin to love yourself in the way that you want to be loved, the wounds will begin to heal, because you will start attracting situations where better people will show up in your life. Better options will show up for somebody that you can actually have a lasting relationship with, that will be beneficial to you and to the other person. And, whatever family that may be involved, should one transpire out of the relationship. Okay. So, once the wounds heal, right? Once they heal, then you'll no longer need to play them out with other people in your life. So when I say that you'll no longer need to play them out with other people in your life, I need you to understand that life is like a movie, guys. Whatever you're putting on the projection of this in the screen of your mind is the movie that's being played out back to you. So if you're holding on to this victim mentality of I can't find love and love just doesn't work for me and I'm just better off by myself, blah, 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 blah. Make no mistake, there are going to be times when you need to be by yourself in order for you to figure your own self out so that you can become in alignment for somebody who can be a vibrational match for you. But be okay with your past experiences, guys. You got to be okay with them because they made you who you are today. Okay, they helped you become stronger. They help you to identify what you do want. So if you was in a bad relationship, so what? Everybody goes through them. You're no different from anybody else on the planet. We all have to grow through these things. But do we have to stay there? No. When you stay there because you're choosing to stay there, and then you're filling yourself up with this dense, toxic energy that won't even allow you to love you. So how do you get past that? You got to let it go. And like I said, it's not overnight. But you know what? The more you practice it, sometimes you can get over it within a few days. I know it doesn't take me long to get over stuff because I recognize that, it only has the power that I give it. And so if I continue to hold on to it, then I'm allowing myself to stay stuck. So I choose not to be stuck. I choose to be free. And since I choose to be free, I do not hold on to things very long, especially if they are no good for my energy. If they are no good and they are not taking me into a higher direction of what I really do want to see in life, then there's no need for me to stay there. Right? All right. So honor yourself, guys. Basically, that's it. Honor yourself the way you want it to be. You want to be honored by your partner, okay? And this is one of the biggest secrets to finding great love. And that's just the bottom love. But the bottom line is you take care of yourself the way that you want the person to take care of you. Love yourself the way you want the person to love you. Cherish yourself the way you want to be cherished, okay? And so when you start doing things like that, then you will see, maybe doors might open a little differently. All right. So number 3, what you're going to do is you're going to practice self-love daily. Oh, yes. It's mandatory. It's mandatory. Now, this isn't, I'm not talking about loving yourself to where you being conceited and arrogant. I'm talking about practicing self-love to a point where you love yourself so much that other people can see how much you love you, and as a result, they end up treating you that same way, right? So let's think about this, right? People are going to treat you the way that you treat yourself. That's just the bottom line. And because of this, the best way to attract a partner that adores you is by adoring you. Adoring yourself, right? Not just on the surface, though, guys. I mean, I'm really trying to get to you guys to get a greater understanding on a deeper level, okay? Because it's that core stuff that is where all the gook lives at, that doesn't allow you to propel forward. It's all that inner gook. It doesn't even really have, okay, so what? We understand what it looks like on the surface. Okay, yippee-yi-yo-ki-yay. Great. Now what? Because you could get past it on the surface point and just be like, oh, okay, well, I'm just not going to deal with him anymore. But guess what? When you go into the next relationship, if you haven't cleaned up that gook, it's just a matter of time. I give it 90 days before you start noticing some really ugly stuff coming out of the other person, because you haven't dealt with that ugly stuff that's going on inside of you. All right. So you want to begin, practicing self-love. You want to take care of yourself in the best way possible. Okay. You want to love all parts of who you are. Why leave any part of you out? Love your arms, love your smile, love your hair, love your heart. Love everything about, who you are, all parts of you. Love your dark self, because we all got a shadow. That shadow self, it taught us some things, right? You won't ever really totally be able to get rid of your shadow, because the shadow is there to show you your stuff so that you can eliminate it and overcome it. You don't have to stay stuck in the shadow. You just recognize when the shadow self is showing up in you, when that dark part of you. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing if you recognize the shadow and then you do something about it, like you override that. But if you recognize the shadow and then you just decide, oh, I'm going to stay in this negative energy, I'm going to stay here because it's easy for me to be like that. If that's what you choose, then that's what you choose, and then that's what you're going to get. And then you're going to end up attracting a whole bunch of people that are going to be stubborn as heck when it's time for you to try to push through to get things that you want. Not just in relationships, just in general, because that's the energy and that's the vibration that you're holding within you on a core level. So you embrace that part of you, okay? Embrace that part of you, and then choose something else. And that's really it, okay? And one thing I know for a fact, guys, is that, too often, excuse me, excuse me. So too often, guys, people believe that, the key to happiness is finding a partner. Is that really the key to happiness? Is finding a partner a key to happiness? No. How about you becoming happy first? You becoming your happy self first is what is going to attract someone who can make you happier. But if you think that, the key to happiness is, finding somebody who loves you so that, this is the only way that you're going to be happy is if you find somebody to love. And then when you feel like that, what you end up doing is you put your happiness on hold. That's what you do. So, and I'm not saying this to come down on you guys. I'm saying this because I want to show you a bigger way to understand this. I want to show you a greater way to have an understanding. Forget the understanding. I want to show you a way to understand what's really going on here. Why that one hasn't readily shown up for you. Okay? All right. So, I just want to say that that's not how it works. Okay? So if you're, putting love on hold or whatever the case may be, you are doing a big disservice to yourself. That's basically what's happening, all right? Because at the end of the day, right now, guys, your life is happening right now, this second. So we don't know what tomorrow holds. Yesterday is not here anymore, or whatever the case may be. So you need to enjoy your life right now. You got to begin doing things that make you happy now. Not waiting until this XYZ thing happens first and then I'll be happy. That's not the way that it works. And so it's imperative and it's important that you really step to the plate, guys, and start addressing some of these things, right? The more that you enjoy your life right now, the more attractive that you become. The more attractive that you become to others, the more attractive that you become, and not only just in relationships, but even partnerships, dealing with business and things of that nature. You got to learn to be happy with you, with where you are, with right where you are in your experience right now. That's right. Love plenty, as Tit says. Love a whole lot. Why not? You really don't have control over other people's stuff. So why not love you now, love plenty now, love more now, so that you could be able to receive more love to add on to the love that you already are. Because when it all boils down to it, guys, God is love. And so when you are becoming one with a part of all that is, and understanding that you are that love, you are that power, you are that source energy, you are it. And so when you fix you, and I don't even like to use the word fix, because at the end of the day, I want to say when you embrace you, and you be okay with the lessons that you had to learn, or that you will continue to learn. Because even when you attract this soulmate, it doesn't mean that the lessons stop. Don't get it twisted now. I'm not trying to sell you no alibi story, no Cinderella fairy tale. There are still going to be some lessons that need to be learned. Why? Because you're going to have to get to know this person, their past, their history, or whatever. I'm not saying that you need to dwell on it, but you are going to need to know some things about them. How does that look? You in a relationship with somebody for like 2.5 years and you never knew that this person had children. You never knew that this person was married. You never knew that this person is still dealing with the ex. You just went straight in the relationship thinking that everything is hunky-dory about you and this person, and you never really, took a look at to see, what that person might have gone through that might be a contribution into some of the things that you might experience in your relationship. But if you're aware of them and you're good on an inner level, on the inner core of yourself, you can actually help that person transmute a lot of the toxic stuff that might have been, going on with their lives. So we don't have to stay stuck there, you know what I mean? But the lessons don't stop. I just want to make sure that I'm clear on that, okay? But, the bottom line, guys, though, really is to, just make sure that, you are being a duplicate of who you want to have in your life, okay? So this way, whatever happened before, you'll be able to enjoy your life with the new person when they come, all right? So, yeah, I think I mentioned like letting go, because once you understand whatever you need to understand about the soulmate person when they do come, you just have to remember that the past is the past. You don't have to hold on to it, but you should be aware of some of the things, all right? And do not point and blame or none of that. Just be open to accept that was a part of his story, that was a part of your story, and now the two of you are choosing to create a new story together. That's the amazing part, that you get to choose anytime. It's awesome. You get to choose, right? All right, so the last one, guys, is number 5, is live from your soul. Y'all know I love that. I'm a soul survivor. Live from your soul. This is the last one, guys. So if you want to find your true soulmate, right? A person that's authentically Maybe the person that authentically compliments your soul, or that it's like authentically kind of designed for you, right? If that's what you want, if you want somebody that compliments your soul, then you need to live from your soul. You got to live from your soul. And when I'm saying live from your soul, I need you to understand, because a lot of us live from our bodies. A lot of us live from just the mind, a mind that's not trained to act in a better way, or behave in a better way, or think in a better way, or whatever the case may be, right? So in a case like that, you have to remember that when you live from your soul, you're living from your core essence. You're living from this true place of who you've always been before you even came to this earth. You had 9 months of a gestation period before you even got here. Before you even saw this place, you was going through changes and transitions, right? So you gotta live from your soul, okay? And to me, I feel like living from your soul is pretty straightforward, okay? It's pretty straightforward. You just need to know that, at the end of the day, it means being in contact with that deeper part of you. Being in contact with that part of you that is already fired up with passion. Because it's there. It's just that you haven't really tapped into it. And because you haven't really tapped into it is why you can't really, see it, or why you're I would rather say why you're not experiencing it rather than not seeing it. Okay. So that's the reason why you're not really experiencing it. Okay. So, the more that you are being your authentic self and you make a commitment, you gotta commit. This is no overnight thing. Oh, you wake up tomorrow and now you're just the perfect soulmate. No, stop playing with yourself. And stop playing with me. It'll work that way, okay? But the point that I want to make with that, guys, is that you do have to make a commitment to live your life from that place that's within you. Okay? You got to live. That's right. So live from your heart. It says, live from your heart. And you do have to live from your heart. You have to come from a completely different space. Or else you're just going to continue to keep attracting the same people, places, and things that you've been experiencing. And aren't you sick of that? This information that I'm giving you today can only do one or two things. Use it and change your life. Ignore it and just allow your life to be the same. And then you won't be able to bring somebody or call a soulmate into your life that can actually help you live a fulfilled life together as one. You got to be on the same page. If you're not on the same page, then the relationship is going to be rocky and all this other crazy stuff is going to happen. So you got to get yourself together. All right, you got to make sure that you're right. You got to make sure that you're in alignment. At the end of the day, we all have souls. Every last one of us on the planet. Some people might be tainted in their ways, and other people's are turned up in their ways. Be the soul that's turned up in your ways, not tainted. Right? So you got to know that your soul, guys, as I said earlier, is the true essence of who you are. Right? And when you live in a soulful manner, what ends up happening is that other people show up to match that passion, okay? To match that enthusiasm, to match that grace, to match that love, to match all of that. And then what will end up happening is that person will make their way to you. You won't have to go looking for love, searching for love, meeting all the wrong people, trying to make the wrong people happy who you know are not a fit for you. But because you don't want to be alone. Nobody wants to be alone all the time. But it's not until you change what's going on in you where you have to learn to fulfill yourself. Because you can't drain people either. You know what I'm saying? So just the main thing, guys, is, a person that is living from their soul, If you're living from your soul and you attract somebody else that's living from their soul, that's a match made in Harlem. That's a match made in heaven. It's what you always desire. So that's the way that it goes, okay? So if you want to find your true love and you want to find your true soulmate, guys, start living from within. So let's just do a quick recap, and then I gotta skate out of here, right? So 5 ways to attract your soulmate. Number 1 was believe in love. You gotta believe in love. Number 2 was heal those old wounds. You gotta get past the past. It no longer exists anymore anyway. So why are you still holding on to it? All right? Do what you got to do. Don't be afraid of your shadow. Your shadow is there to lift you up and show you your stuff, not hold you back, okay? Number 3, you want to practice self-love daily. Start doing some great things for yourself. Maybe buy some flowers for yourself. Have a glass of wine and treat yourself good. If you go buy yourself a nice dress and do your hair, or if you're a guy, maybe, just I don't know, get yourself a nice watch or something. I don't know, do something that is going to prove to you that you love you and that you're loving yourself. And not from a place of arrogance, okay? But from a place of innocence. From a place of just loving who you are, and knowing that you are deserving and knowing that you are worthy of these things, okay? Number 4, you are going to enjoy life before your partner arrives. You got to start being happy now. Once you start enjoying your life now and being happy now, then you're going to end up attracting people who are also happy in their life now, who are also joyful in their life now. And then once you guys connect, that's it. It don't have to be hard. We make it hard. You know what I mean? Based on our thoughts, feelings, and emotions of what we feel about love. So you got to get past that, okay? And number 5 is to live from your soul. I don't even think I need to say anything more in regards to that. So live from your soul. All right. So I know that you are ready to attract your dream soulmate. I know that you are ready to call that special someone into your life. So work on these things, guys. Take the initiative, take the steps that you need to take to be able to get past the past so that you can have a magnificent, astonishing, life-changing future, because you deserve it. All right, guys, I love you. I love you. I love you. Mine's up. Mine's up. I hope this video has helped you in some way. I hope that it has delivered to you some really great wisdom. I hope it has lifted you up. I hope it has helped you to make a better decision of whatever decision you were contemplating before. I hope you are ready to be open, willing, and able to receive the love that you deserve. Make sure that you check out the website at www.takiyahdimond.com. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and make sure you push notifications so that whenever I go live, you are alerted, so that when I show up, you can show up. Or you can always catch the replay too, right? So just make sure that you do that, because it means a lot to me to have you here with me. I couldn't do this alone. It's because of you that I actually, have this desire to help people see something different in their life. And the beginning of anything different starts within you. I love you. Mine's up. Deuces. Have a blessed day. And I will come back later to wrap up one more video from our love series. And then we're going to start moving into the cash. Yes. Next week, we're going to go ahead and we are going to get started. I'm not sure if I'm going to start a money video tonight, because I know that I owe y'all one more love video. So I don't want to overwhelm myself, but I will. In fact, I'm gonna edit this. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say bye, and I'm gonna stick around. All right? No, I can't. I gotta go. Tricks on you. But I will come back so we can chat about this. Okay, we will be able to do like a 5 to 7 minute Q&A. I'm gonna put a comment in here to let everybody know when I'm actually going live to do the Q&A. for about 5 to 7 minutes, and we're going to chop it up. We're going to talk about your questions about love, of finding your soulmate, and all that other stuff. So get them ready. Put them questions in the comment box right now. So let me know, because I want to know what you want to know. I can't help you if I don't know what it is that you need help with. All right. So minds up, guys. I love you. Deuces. Peace.